going over to Mike Eppel. And we are talking Apple, Mike. So that $1 trillion mark that we love saying, $1 trillion, Apple can't say that anymore?
Not right now, it can't, Melanie. Good morning. The company's market value has dropped below that $1 trillion threshold in early trading action, as it was the first to reach that milestone not that long ago. But Apple's earnings update late yesterday raised some eyebrows among the analyst community. Not that Apple's not making a lot of money. It is. $14 billion in profit for Apple in its latest quarter, $63 billion in sales, 46 million iPhones sold. And the guidance for the holiday sales season could be a record breaker for Apple. So why is the stock down more than 5% so far this morning? Well, it's something that Tim Cook made mention of in the conference call last night, the CEO saying they are no longer going to break down the quarterly sales numbers, the unit sales, how many iPhones or iPads or Apple Mac computers they're selling. Rather, they're just going to strictly focus on overall dollar sales revenue numbers. It's a way to kind of smooth things out a little bit, I suppose, between the product debuts of Apple, and you see a sales spike, and then it slows off a little bit. They want to just look at the services side of the business. But again, it's a change of how you value this company. So investors in the early trade, at least, taking the stock down by more than 5%. Now, otherwise, we've got a very strong start to the trading session on the morning markets. And the catalyst is apparently some negotiations going on between the U.S. and China, trying to avert any more escalations in the trade war between those two countries. As U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted about that yesterday afternoon, there was some positive signals coming out of the leadership from China, and they'd like to have some sort of deal in place before the end of the year. Otherwise, the U.S. has threatened more tariffs on Chinese exports. So with that, we've got global markets sharply higher this morning, as we've got the market in China itself up by more than 3.5% overnight. The Hong Kong market up more than 4%. And the outlook for Wall Street today is a Dow Jones maybe up by more than 200 points at the opening, and would be a 4-day winning streak for North American stocks. So haven't talked about that in quite some time, considering the damage done in the stock market for October. We also have coming up this morning some key signals on the economy, the Canadian and U.S. labor market stats for the month of October. And if those numbers come in strong, whether it's the U.S. or Canada, this could point to another interest rate hike in December for year end. So it's going to be very interesting to watch how these numbers show up and the potential impact that could have on consumers if borrowing costs continue to climb. Good morning, Roger. How are you doing this morning?
I am very good, Michael. Yeah. How are you? You ready for the weekend?
Good. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. But a busy day coming up, nonetheless. Got to get through that first.
Hang in there, baby. You can do it. And then it's home. And that's where we find Stella. Thank you, sir.